I just said in an intro, you're such a legend, you need 2 nicknames. So one is Godfather of the CS and one is a Professor. Which one do you like more?
Professor is quite cool.
Yeah?
I like it. Yeah, it's cool.
Is the Godfather part only related to Brazil or the whole world?
Who am I to say? I don't know. But I guess for Brazilians, it's more important because most of the times I'm speaking Portuguese, creating content in Portuguese, helping them out over the years in Portuguese. So yeah, I would say that 95% Portuguese for sure, Brazilian.
So
there was another one. There was Bad Fallen as well.
Oh yeah.
This one is global. This one is a troll.
Yeah, that one went actually pretty far, right?
Yeah, actually, this one I think it was more of an international thing because I was playing a bug, and then I asked my teammate for a flash on Inferno. I was playing on short, and then the guy flashed my face, and just by coincidence. My old coach Zeus.
CSGO-Skins, o melhor site para você abrir caixa e dropar aquela faquinha que você tá querendo, tá? Utilize o cupom INSANO2105 e ganhe 10% de bônus em cada depósito. Link na descrição.
Zeus, he had bought me those sunglasses that promises that's gonna fix your daltonism, like the color blindness. And I had it close to the monitor, and then the guy threw one flash. I'm like, "Fuck this guy!" You can throw one more now. And then it kind of you started there for no reason,
I had no idea this actually has a background story.
Yeah, that's the background score. Yeah. And then after that, every time I wanted to be a little bit more spicy or talk some shit that I normally cannot do it, I don't want to do it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna use the glasses and just go in.
Yeah. Well, no bad fallen today. You are a good one today since you decided to join us for the show. We are extremely happy and honored. Kick it off, Switch. I know you have a question ready for the very start.
I was watching some previous shows you were on and interviews and so on, and I was just thinking where to start. And it's not 2026, but it's around the corner, right? And it's been 10 years since the first major. So
True.
Do you ever think about that? It's like a decade went by.
Oh yeah. Once you start thinking about it, you realize how fast it goes, right? Like it doesn't really feel like 10 years have passed. But yeah, we're still here. A lot of Brazilians still be playing, and now going to a major with chance of winning another one. It's quite cool.
And not running away from it. We asked Serato about it, like going into it with now like what 3-4 trophies. We're gonna go like back and forth. With
yeah, it's fine.
But like 4 trophies in what 5 tournaments. You do like realize and accept that you're kind of maybe even favorites for this one.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say because of the recent results. But overall, the level the teams are playing right now, most of the top teams is so close. Like any of the matches we played, mostly it could have gone either way. But in the end, the competitions are like that, right? It's about who's gonna get that point that matters on the exact time that it matters. And I think we're able to do that in quite fashion, like 4 and 5. Honestly, if you tell me before all those events happen, we start winning here, right? In Belgrade.
For sure, right?
If someone told us this is just the first one of 4 now, basically in a row, right? I was like, okay, you must be kidding me. But it does bring a lot of challenges because once you are in this position, you gotta understand that people are gonna be watching your game more, they're gonna be respecting your game more, studying you're gonna be changing their stuff as well to beat you. So strategically, it brings you challenges. And mentally as well, because one thing is going to a tournament and the vibe is, guys, let's do our best, let's enjoy. And if you cannot sustain it, and if you don't find a way to keep the vibes in the same way, then pressure starts building up. So I always try to alleviate the pressure a little bit on the boys, but it's inevitable. If you are doing well, you will start realizing that you can go further, you think you're a favorite.
But it seems like you already have experience in this area since you had back-to-back wins on majors in 2016. And I suppose the second one was even harder than the first one because obviously you have a target on your backs and you have to think something new stuff and so on. How is it different preparing for the major back then, being the favorites, and right now? It's safe to say you are favorites.
In 16, the first time we won the major, we had recently got to some finals. I think there was a Katowice finals that we went to BO5 against Fnatic, and we almost won 3-0. It's one of the BO5s that I lost as well.
The only one.
Yeah. And I think we were up 2-0 and 13-3 on the last map, something like that. And they came back on City side over past 16-14, 16-13. They went away to win both maps after that. If I'm not wrong, that's the story. And there's another tournament we went to Leipzig, and then we went to the finals, lost to Navi on a cobblestone match that went overtime. And I remember that we didn't win anything so far until this point, right? We were reaching the finals, but not winning. And I remember the vibe on the booth would be, at least for me, like, I wasn't even pissed about losing so close because it was a good match. And I felt next one, it gotta be ours, you know? Something's gonna click and I think we're gonna build from this experience of losing like twice in the finals. And then it goes to the major, we have those magic moments like Code Zero, 14-9, jumping on Mirage B-sides, bringing the match back, and then we end up winning. So the first major was definitely the hardest one because it was our first big win. We were not proven at that moment. And then after the first major, we were doing well, but never winning tournaments again before the next major. So 2016 is quite fun because we didn't win many tournaments, only the two majors, right? Which is quite what you remember. So going to the second major, we knew we were playing strong, but at the same time, it wasn't easy, you know. But it was easier than the first one, I would say, because getting the first win is complicated. So yeah, you asked how it is to go now. It feels like I'm going before first major win in 16 because we didn't win a major yet. But at the same time, the team is getting some tournament wins, so which makes you to be considered one of the favorites. So you got to balance it out on how you feel about yourself and how much you're going to let the pressure from outside be in your head, you know.
Yeah,